Okay, so I'm Manasseh, documenting my journey to profitability in the Forex industry. And I trade only EU and G, even though you see some other pairs over here. Don't mind them. I just analyze them. But for now, I just trade only EU and G. And I'm documenting my journey to profitability. Using the my social media platform to document my journey. So I'm just a struggling trader. I'm struggling, frankly speaking. Okay, so let's not waste more time. What will I be talking in this video is basically what I did last week and what I'm expecting for this week. So during last week, I was looking for a price to come around this area and pick orders and start pushing high. And we did that for last month. So on last week, what I was looking for is place that price can come and pick those orders. It was actually this week low and also monthly low over here. So we saw price pushing down low and coming to take this particular low. That was for last week. So when we did that previous week, we closed below, above this high, a low here. So I was looking for price to make some pushes up on GU, and we did that. We did that nicely. So on last week, I was just looking for price to push high, and on Monday. So on this particular day, price hasn't gotten there yet. So I was basically looking for price to push high, right? So I'll be looking for the 4-hour time frame places I can actually position myself for price to come and push high. And on Monday, this was on Monday. Yes, this was Monday's candles. So on this day, I was looking for price to push down low, right? So when was it? This was on Monday. So basically, this was a buy zone. This was a buy zone. This area we find here. I was looking for price to come and pick orders over here. It's a 4 buy zone, right? So I'll be looking in the 15-minute time frame for a change of market. But we came there on Friday, so it's not I can't use it. I can use it only if price changes market. If price came there and changed market, then I would. Okay, so where is it? This is it. Okay, so this was it. Where? Here, and we had the change of market beautifully done over here. So it happened at dawn, but I could still wait and see this overall move. This move here. Let me show you this move here. This move here. Once we did this, we're looking for them to come and tap inside, then we shoot up. So you could, if you still miss this small one over here. But what I did on Monday was basically this. Since price had already come there, and I don't want to stress myself thinking too much. I just want to do the basic things and see. So price had already come into this buy zone, so I was basically looking in the 1-hour time frame to see where price can actually come for us to pick orders. And lo and behold, we came to this particular 1 buy zone. This was a 1 buy zone and a 1 buy gap over here. So all I will be waiting is price come there and we buy off there. So it happened nicely over here. You could see that I took it up. Yes, so this was it. Yeah, so this was it, the 9th trade. Yeah, yeah, so this was it, basically it. Then we changed market over here, then we came here and we went off. That was it. That's the simple trade. If you want to complicate it a bit, let me complicate it for you. This is a low we took, so we could still do this. This is the overall par. Then we came down here. Then we look for price to come here. Then this same area is a buy zone. We buy off here, then we push high. We could still get 1:2 though, but I don't know. But it will take very long for it to hit TP. Yeah, it will take very long. It will take very long. So I just did this basic thing. We came here, Papa, then we went. So that was that for on Monday. So we go on Tuesday, and on Tuesday, since price hasn't gotten to our destination yet, our destination is basically around here this year. Area, this weekly sell gap here, this sell gap here, or probably the zone over there. So this was on Monday. On Tuesday, we were expecting price to push high, and lo and behold, I think I had a nice setup on Tuesday. Okay, so this was it. So on Tuesday, we are having a zone here, a 4-buy zone here. Yeah, a 4-buy zone here. So we are waiting for price to come inside, then we push. So we had a 4-buy zone here, price tapped inside. I don't think I used the 4-buy zone. Let me check. On Tuesday. Yeah, so on Tuesday, it reminded me of something. Something happened where I was a little bit, we didn't say frustrated. So this was the setup. The zone, we came inside, then see what happened. We had it over here. Then we came to change markets, then it took us out. They took us out. If I had still used I think the 1 minute, 15 minutes, it would have been the same thing. Where was it? Okay, so if I use the 1 hour, okay, so we close below this low. This is a 1-buy zone, right? So 5 minutes. Still, I'll be taking it. There's no escape this thing around here. I will still be taking out. Right, I'll still be taking out. But let's see. I think there was another setup that was formed, but I didn't take that one. I was a little bit busy by then. I was caught up with something. So this was a low. This same area is a buy zone. So I'll be expecting to buy again from here. Right. There are still orders over here. Price can pick up and push high. So since this is a buy zone, I will still be expecting buys from here, even though we couldn't buy. Oh god. So I think there is another setup here from here. Still boom, stop loss. Then lo and behold. Okay, so lo and behold, here comes the setup. Market change MC. Alright. Voila. Here would be the entry. I was going to, since the gap is inside, let me use the gap here. Let me use the gap here. 139 will be 140, 280, right? 280. Then I'll reduce it small. Yeah, so this would have been the setup. But yes, still there will be some panic around. Well, I think I'm better off now from the panic. Yeah, so this would have been the setup part. It will be 2.78. Yeah, that's 27.8 pips. So that would have been the setup for Tuesday if I was using the. But I would have lost 2 setups already. Wait. On Monday. Okay, so this would have been the first setup. Oh, because this first setup was somewhere around here. Yeah, the zone that I was talking about. We closed a low first. Let me see. Let me talk about it first. Okay. So this would have been the first setup. Because I don't think this one is showing. One low. Okay, so this was the first step, and this was the second one. First one, then second one. First one, second one. Then we had the third one, which was this. Alright, okay. So let me see. Let me dive into it over here to see how it actually came to. Okay, so this would have been the first one, right? Then we push high, then stop loss back. Then we came to this low. We didn't have any significant. So first stop loss here, second stop loss here, right? Then third one, we hit our take profit. So that was it. But I took a loss on Tuesday. Then we went into Wednesday. Then Wednesday taught me a big lesson. Big lesson. Not necessarily. I wouldn't. Let me see how I would actually put it though. But it's a big lesson. It's daily buy up. I want to annotate when I see these things. I want to annotate them. So on Tuesday, big lesson over here. So let me do this also before I forget. Okay, so price had come here Tuesday into our weekly sell gap. We wicked this high, so I'll be expecting price to start pushing down. That's why I brought this arrow over here. Lo and behold, I did a video. I've not posted it yet, but I did not post it yet, where the video was talking about what I expect on Wednesday to be happening, and it did exactly that. So on Wednesday, what I was expecting was, since we've entered into a new month, right, we've taken this particular low over here, so I'm expecting price to push high. That's why I brought this arrow here. Then on our weekly time frame, price is on its way of waking this particular low, so I'll expect price to push high to around these areas, right? Yeah, so push high, because that's the destination of price, right? Because we've already picked the orders over here. That's our next destination. As to whether if price can pick orders here and start pushing very low again, that one, it will be a question for price itself to actually do that. So basically what I was expecting for price to push down up, and on the daily time frame, whilst I've seen price pick orders, so I expect price to push down a bit, right? Because we've gotten into our destination. I was expecting price to push down to the weekly low. As at then, it wasn't a weekly low until now that it has become a weekly low. So I had a decent trade over there, but here is the lesson I'm going to show you. So early in the mornings of Wednesday, we saw price push high, very, very high. And this was the area designated that, okay, I'll be selling from here. So I'll be looking into the 15-minute time frame to see. And the 15 minutes gave me a confirmation for that. I think it's time I take this off. Hide it, okay. Then see what happened. Okay, so I was waiting for, I think I was 10. Price hasn't gotten to the weekly place I was expecting it to get to. So I was looking on the 1 hour. Then this was the mistake I did. Okay, so despite everything, here was a sell gap, right? And price had come here. Prior to that, price had come here, but price hadn't picked orders over it. So when price was trading above this, I was looking, this low, the high, they will wake it. So let me. And price had also changed market then to the downside. So okay, I'm invisible to the market now. So let me trade it. So this was it. I entered a setup here, then they took me out. They took me out as if they don't know me. They don't know me anyway. Okay, so I think your setup I was basically looking for was over here, where the setup had already happened. So I shouldn't have entered this trade. It was a gap here, so I shouldn't have entered this trade. I was supposed to wait for price to wake it first. Then this happened. Where is the setup? Then okay, I was waiting for this setup. But since we have entered the weekly, what is this? What is this chart lah? You want to hide yourself. Once you have entered this gap, I was waiting for the 15-minute time frame. Bet you, it's both the 15, is the 1 hour and the 4 hour I'm using over here. So any of them that gives me confirmation, I should enter. So I was doing something else. That was another thing. But well, it's a lesson learned. So I was doing something else and still trading. So you saw price coming to close to my take profit, then it reversed. I think it was a news or so. Then, so I was supposed to use the 1 hour on this trade. Basically, okay, where is it? Aha, so here was it. This is the zone, right? This zone and this bigger zone over here. So I was supposed to use it in a 5-minute combined, which would give me the 9 setup for my bro. Haha. Okay, so here was it. The change of market, then entry probably somewhere around here. I think had a change of market here, right? So my entry will be somewhere around here. Should be somewhere around here. My take profit 1:2. That's it. I don't do more than 1:2. Yeah, basically it's, and I think I'll be fed on that day, and it's happened otherwise. So a lesson learned. It's a hard lesson though, but we still fight through. So that was on Tuesday. I lost on Tuesday 2 times, and that was it. 2 times losing streak. Then on Thursday, that was on Wednesday. So on Thursday, what happened? And okay, so moving, I think, yeah. So we crossed here. So okay, so once we cross this particular, in this sell gap, this is the only other station over here. So I'll be looking for price to push high, so that we can go and pick others, because the others here we didn't pick it, right? So I'm looking for price to come into this particular daily sell gap. Okay, this sell gap or this big zone or this zone, right? So that was it. Then we'll be pushing high. Basically it. So on this day we pushed high. I think this was a setup here, right? We came into this gap 15 minutes. Yeah, so we came into this gap. The setup is probably around somewhere here. So it happened at dawn. So all I was waiting for is wait for the day. Something should happen in the day, and it gives us a confirmation. So my setup was the reason. So I think this setup is still running. I didn't exit from this setup. It's still running though. Yeah, so price should come here. So I used the 1 hour to frame this whole trade. Yeah, so we came to this gap. So I was looking for price to push high. We changed markets. Here is it. Yeah, we changed markets with the news. Right. Then I placed my entry here. This gap. Then we are still in it. On Friday too, I took a setup over here. It's still also running. I've not hesitated though. So that was that on EUGU. So we've wasted a lot of we've taken a lot of time. I didn't plan to take this time. Maybe another video I would do that for EU. But for what I'm expecting for this particular month on GU is basically this. We've taken this low, so I'm expecting price to push high. It doesn't mean we cannot push down low, right? But per what price has shown, I expect price to push high on the monthly time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, I'm looking for price to push high. But right now, where we've gotten to, I expect price to push down back again. Right. Push down back again, because we are in a weekly sell zone. We've passed this particular weekly sell gap over here. So we are in a weekly sell zone. So I expect price to push down back again. And on the daily time frame, price has also got into a daily sell zone. So I expect price to push down again. I pick orders and push down again. Notwithstanding that we have in a daily sales gap. And we have a daily high to here. daily gap over here, buy gap, and a daily high. So it's either we pick orders from this zone or this gap and this high, then start pushing down. Or so on Monday, what I'll be looking for is either price comes this low, pick orders, push high, go and pick the orders over here, then start dropping. Or we can use the 1 hour to do that. I'll use the 1 hour to do that. The 1 hour can basically do the same thing as I said. Pick orders, wick a low or wick a high, wick a low basically, or go to a buy zone or a buy gap, pick orders, then start pushing high to go and pick the orders up there, then start pushing low once more again. Right, so basically that what I'm expecting for price on Monday and the days ahead. And on EU, I think EU will be very, very brief. Okay, so on EU, I'm expecting price to also push high for the monthly. Push high because we've picked orders over here, so we want to see price push high. Over here, price hasn't gotten to its destination yet. Its destination where we intend price to push high to. Right, where we expect price to push high to. But there is one thing over here, which is there is this big sell zone over here, which has been formed by price itself. That's a weekly sell zone. Okay. So I expect price to push high to this weekly sell gap or even this zone, then we start dropping. So for issue, I expect price to push high. Right now, you can push high, daily high. When I see these things, I just want to annotate them because it might escape me sometimes. It's very hard. Yeah, so I'm expecting price to push high, despite price actually haven't been able to push high after making this low high. Okay, so I'm expecting price to push high. On Friday we had a slow market over here, so I'm expecting price to push high from this area, right? And now we are in a daily. That's okay. So right now, where can price? It's either this low or the lows over here, the 4 buy gap, the 5 zones, or probably this low. Not to forget, you are still in a buy zone. You are still in a 1 hour buy zone. So price can do something from this area over here. So either we see price do something from this area. This area particularly, yeah, or let's see this area, yeah. So basically that's so either this area, because you've picked already, so see push high, or you are still in a buy zone, so you can see some pushes from this particular area itself. this is also a buy zone. It has been used. I don't care whether if its price can come there. Price can basically also come here, pick orders and push high. So these are basically the areas in which a certain price to come to, pick orders and push high, way more high again. So that's for this particular week. So let's see what happens for the rest of the days in the week. Thank you very much for watching, and let's see what this particular week brings us. I believe this particular week will bring us more wins. So like I said, I'm Manasseh, documenting my journey to profitability in the Forex industry. Thank you very much.